Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Check it out, man. Metal storage building. Got the studio that I'm hanging out in here, and we do a lot of work on small engine stuff. Hope you'll join us on the new channel for that as well. But we got this thing here, and the reason I picked this up was that I wanted to be able to store some of the fuel, the chemicals, the things that are, make the place smell a little bit off. I wanted to store that outside, and I wanted to store some of our yard equipment in it as well. So that's what we're going to do with this thing. It's 3 by 7.5, so you can round up and say 3 by 8. It is gray in color, weighed about 80 pounds, so it's not a lightweight object, and it has a door that kind of opens outward on it. So we're going to build this thing today. Never put one of these together, but I'm looking forward to trying. I've heard mixed reviews on how easy or hard it is to do something like this, but it's a relatively small unit, so I figured just me working by myself, which it looks like is going to be the case, hopefully I can get it done in a single day. Let's take this thing, we'll put it on the ground, we're going to cut it open, and we'll see what we got. We'll find the manual. Now I am going to build a platform for this. I picked up a piece of like plywood, pressure treated plywood, and we're going to build some kind of a frame for it. It may just literally be block that it sits on, or we may use 2x6s and give it an actual frame. It depends on what it says when I get the box open, pretty much. So let's do it. All right, let's see here. We're going to cut this thing open and figure it out. Yeah, it says it's not a bad idea to lay everything out once you get the package, just to make sure that first of all everything is in the box, which I'm sure it is, because this one came in really nice condition, but also just so you have a better chance of putting it all together correctly, Alrighty. Ta-da. Oh yeah, it's really nicely packed. Pull that forward. We'll cut those straps there. Alright, well let's take a look at what we got here. Alright. And a lot of good packing material, looks like. So, looks like it comes with 2 sets of gloves. That's nice. And looks like a lot of plastic washers and some like trim pieces here. These also look like connectors for probably the support. And then, yeah, a couple extras here as well too. So a lot of like plastic pieces to hold everything together. And then this heavy one here, my guess is this is the, this is all the nuts and bolts we're going to need to do this job. Yeah. Big old packages of screws, and they are well marked S6, S4, S7. It even comes with wrenches to get the job done, although I think I'll probably use mine. S8. There's our door lock assembly. Some latching here, it looks like. Hinges and a screwdriver. So, I mean, it definitely gives you everything you need. Okay, so I guess the next thing for me is I got to pick a spot, have one in mind. And I'm going to use the manual here and get my measurements for the base, and I will create a base for this thing. I don't think I'm going to film that. I might. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I'll either film the base or put the base together. Then we'll come back and we will start assembling this. But it doesn't look too bad. There is a lot of pieces, but none of them look particularly scary, if that makes sense. Let's do it. All right. Well, here we go. Part 1 is complete. We've got a nice 3/4 inch piece of plywood. I used some cinder blocks and kind of propped it up so it'd be level. And I have attached this bottom piece here, the bottom framing. So the next step is to put risers in these corners, and that's what we're gonna do. So here we are, we've got the framing put in, and it didn't take any time at all. It's pretty self-explanatory how it goes together. You've got number 5s along the bottom, number 7s that come across, and then the rears are 8s left and right, and the fronts are I think 6s left and right. And you can tell there's a little spot for the latch for both spots here. You can see the, well, maybe you can't. There it is right there. So that's it. We are already ready to start putting up walls. This is not taking very long. It says 2 people. So far I haven't run into anything that requires 2 people, which is good because I don't have a second person available. But we're going to continue. So here we are with the next step. 2 W5s on each side. Mostly the screws with the washers, but on each side there is 1 bolt with a nut. And you can see it here on the inside. Just to give it extra rigidity, I guess, in that middle, since there really is no bracing there. So the next step is you're going to be putting on a piece that wraps around here, and that is what we're up to next. Let's do it. Like a shed, isn't it? Yeah, so that piece that wraps around is now in place on both sides. You can see connected, and another bolt goes right in that corner there. But other than that, it's pretty simplistic. A couple more W5s will round out the back wall, and then it'll be time to work on the front here. We have some wraparound for our doors, and we also have our piece here that goes on both sides. So it's moving along. I'm about, well, not including the deck, less than 2 hours, but with the deck, probably 2.5 hours now. I started about 10. It's right around lunchtime. So there you go. I'm going to install that, and then I am going to break for lunch, and we'll pick it up after lunch. It's a beautiful day here, spring day. The birds are chirping and everything. Good day to do stuff like this. Let's do it. All right, check it out. Super easy. Not much to it. So we got the back wall in here. Like I said, it's about 12:30. I'm going to break for lunch, come back out here, and hopefully finish it up. The only thing I might wait till tomorrow to finish, we'll see how many hours more this takes, is the doors, just because I've got other stuff I got to do today. But it's coming along nicely. It's looking good. I like the gray color, and I like the fact that it's kind of tucked up into the woods here, so it's out of the way. This looks a little messy here, but this is where I would store mowers that we're fixing up, and so that's going to be just kind of fuel and small equipment storage here. Cool. Well, I'm going to have some lunch. We'll be back in a second. And just like that, I'm back from lunch. So the next step is W1, W2, and W3, or maybe 1, 2, 3, whatever. There's going to be a little front panel and these 2 corners for that. Then we'll be quickly adding in where our hinges and stuff go for the doors. So project's really moving along now. Let's get that done. All right, so next up, went ahead and installed these pieces here. These are where our hinges are going to go on both sides here for the building. And then I installed these 2 corner pieces. You can see those both there. And now get to install the roof, because all along here we're just going to install roof panels to that end, and then we are down to doors, which is pretty cool. This thing is just cruising along. It's looking good. I'm not seeing anything so far that gives me pause. And for a 1-person job, it's definitely not been a hassle. I would say that, yeah, it'd be nice to have a second set of hands, but not necessary. All right, let's do that roof. And here it is. A little hard to see. I'll get closer in. But we have a roof. And it went together pretty smoothly. Well, a couple of the little holes didn't line up on that. That's the first thing I've done on this that hasn't been 100% lined up. And I don't know why that is. Everything is pretty square. But it is what it is. Time to do some trim work around the top here. Doors, and we're done. Wow, okay. So roof is on, trim is on. And you can see the little end caps as well. All this is moving along very quickly. We're down to the last 2 steps, and that is to assemble the doors, which is what I'm about to do. And then the last step is to hang the doors. So cool. Let's see what time it is. So three hours in right now. It looks like I probably just shy of 4 hours to do the whole thing for 1 person. Good. Well, let's get those doors together and wrap this up. Well, there it is, all finished up. I think it came out pretty nice. And do a quick walk around here, and then I'll open it up for you. Hinges were a little out of adjustment. Had to do a little bit of prying and resetting, but got that all in there. You see the roof line here. Came out nice. That's this gray color here. Actually matches the building we have behind it perfectly. So that really looks good. And of course, it's got a little lock here so we can lock all that up. Although I don't think that's necessary up here. we're just going to be storing small equipment, fuel, stuff like that up here. So give me a second, I'll open up the doors and we will take a look inside and wrap this video up. It's pretty nice, I like it. Opened up for you, already got some stuff pushed in here. My little Wild Badger backpack blower and some trimmers and some gas cans and just some spare stuff that we keep up here up top. Yeah, a good amount of space. I mean, it's more than 36 inches, 7.5 feet wide, or long I should say. Yeah, pretty nice. Cool. Well, I will leave a link to where you can pick one of these up. It ended up taking, well, let's see here, about 4.5 hours, maybe just shy of 5 for one person, to give you an idea of what you're in for if you decide to buy something like this. And yeah, I recommend it. I mean, you know, for the price, it's hard. You couldn't build something like this out of wood. That's for sure. Till next time, my friends, take care.